All right, today we are going to be making pork tenderloin with some crispy potatoes. First step is going to be bringing some water to a boil and dropping in our cut up potatoes. Ooh, lost a couple. That's okay though. That's okay. We're going to cook these just for a few minutes. What we want to do is soften these potatoes, which will allow our crispy potatoes, once we pan fry them, to have a nice soft interior with a crispy outside. So we're going to cook these for about 3 to 4 minutes. All right. We got our pork tenderloin right here. This is a pack of 2. So we are going to give this a little open, nice and carefully. Slice that top off, put that to the side, and we are going to get our tenderloin out of here. I'm just opening it a little weird so that we're able to keep this nice and sealed later. Boom. That right there. Nice big old pork tenderloin. Got a little bit of excess fat right here. We can slice this off. Boom. And that's it. Our pork tenderloin is just about to be ready. That's all the trimming we need to do. This, a little bit of silver skin over here, shouldn't be too bad. Should cook off. But if it doesn't, we'll learn for next time. Before we season our pork here, it's been about 3 minutes with these potatoes. Oops. What we're going to do to test out if it's good, we're going to take one out, take a knife, stab it right in the middle. You see how it's getting stuck? It's not coming off, even though I'll come off after a little bit. The goal is for it to pick up, but then as soon as I shake, fall right off, which means these need just a little bit longer. Also, always remember to have a bevy bev when you're cooking. It's 1 p.m. on a Wednesday, but that doesn't mean we can't have a bevy bev while we're cooking. Gonna season this with salt and pepper only. That's all we really need. Give that a nice even coating of all of that. Give it a little roll in our excess right here. Spread it out. It's okay. It's not perfectly spread out. It's not the end of the world. But that's it. Just lightly seasoned because we're gonna sear it, and we don't want our seasoning to end up as burnt crumbs on the bottom of our pan. The sauce we're going to make for this is going to provide most of the seasoning we need. Plus, if it needs more seasoning, we can always add more seasoning. Wash our hands. Hands are washed. Potatoes are cooking. I believe we should be just about good right now. Take another one out. Try to get one of the bigger pieces just because since they are quite small, the knife, it's going to cut it in half instead of doing what we're trying to do with it. Let's give it a shot. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Tendernism. Turn that heat off. We're going to move over here just like that. Boom. This pan, get rid of it. You don't need it no more. Give these guys a nice little drain. And we're actually just going to let them sit here for a little bit. Let them kind of steam off and let them drain nicely because we want them to be nice and dry when we start our next step in the cooking process. As our pan preheats over here before cooking, we want to make sure we are preheating our oven to about 375 because we're going to be searing this on all sides in our stainless steel pan, and then we're going to transfer it back to this plaque into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes in order to finish cooking it off. We're just going to do a nice sear on the outside in the pan. While this pan heats up though on as you can see right over there, make it slightly bit hotter. Just not quite at the 5. Once again, just because I don't have freaking avocado oil. And avocado oil has a nice high smoke point, which allows us to cook at a higher temperature than the olive oil, but that's okay. We are going to cut half of an onion for this. Boom. Save that to the side. Cutting it in half before you peel it is not the best practice, as technically speaking, it can transfer germs from the outside of your onion to the inside part as the knife cuts through. But who gives a fuck? We don't got time for all that bullshit. I'm gonna chop off this little end right here, and then we're going to go. I don't like this part, so we're just gonna take that off too. Fuck it. Fuck it. We're not dicing it, so it's okay. We're just gonna do nice, thin slices across. Try to make them as even as possible. Consistency is key when you're cooking. Have nice, even pieces all around to make sure things cook, well, nicely. Boom. That's about all the onion we'll need. Let's do some more garlic today. A couple cloves should be fine. This guy's not wanting to open up. There we go. Got 2, and we got 4 cloves. That'll be enough cloves. Give these a quick peel. Peeling garlic is the bane of my existence. No one likes doing it. It frickin' sucks, dude. Frickin' sucks. Whoa, would you look at that? Our garlic magically got peeled. Yay! We're gonna try a little technique here, which is supposed to help us mince this garlic faster. So you got whole pieces of garlic. Take your knife, right on the heel of it, you're gonna take your palm and press nice and hard. Now this knife is a little bit flexible and this garlic is a little bit soft, so it's not smushing quite as much as we'd like, but that's okay. Let's give it some thin chops across. And you know what, look, I'll start we did the first half with thin chops, but look, we'll leave the big chops just to show you how easy it is to mince up some garlic. Take the tip of your knife, point it down, start on either side of your garlic, and then we're just gonna go boom, just like that, kind of like a seesaw motion. And just go back and forth. Now you can easily see that this is spreading out the garlic, you know, so that's okay. We just come back, make our pile again, and start over. Just back and forth like that, that's all you need. You can see how small some of these pieces are getting. Now obviously we still have a couple little big ones in there, but that's okay, we'll do it again. We can even try to, you know, we see there's a big one right here, you can target that one. And just boop, 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 boop. Now obviously this works better if you're doing it in the center of your cutting board, not off to the side after you've already cut a bunch of stuff that's taking up room. So that's why this is taking a little longer, but still look, so effortless, so easy. You're just going back and forth, just back and forth. And look at that. Some nicely minced garlic, other than that one piece right there. But otherwise, this is perfect, especially for our purposes today. Okay, our pan has been preheating for quite some time now. Let's test out if it's hot enough. Light and frost effect, baby. We got our hand, it's got some water on it. So as you can see, it's dancing a little bit, but also evaporating pretty fast, which means it's almost there. So close to being there, but not quite there yet. So I'll give it another minute or two and we'll come back and check on it. Pan finishes preheating. We're gonna grab a paper plate. Doesn't have to be paper, it could be literally anything. Put a towel on there and we're gonna pour off our potatoes. This is just to, once again, help them dry out a little bit. We don't want them to be soaking wet while we try to fry them in the pan, because guess what freaking happens when you mix potatoes I'm talking nonsense. When you mix water and oil, fires happen. I'm freaking losing my mind here. This, honestly, might feel like it needs a little more, but we'll see. Stand corrected, we're dancing pretty nice. We're dancing pretty nicely. So let's pour that excess off. Pour it wherever, who gives a fuck, it's water. Gonna add our oil in. Nice healthy amount. You might be able to see it kind of smoking a lot. The oil is a little hot right now. Once again, avocado oil is what we want. You can see whippets of smoke in the air right now. So what smoke you see there is a little too much. We're gonna wanna lay this in the pan away from us. We don't want this oil splashing back. Away. You might be asking yourself, why did you put it all the way on the right side of the pan and not in the middle? I don't know. I didn't mean to. Give it a good press. You can do this with anything, with a spatula, with your hands. This is obviously burning a little bit, but that's okay. It's gonna help our sear, so I'm willing to go through it. Owie, owie, owie. Pour some of that oil. This, what I'm doing here, is not something you should have to do. You should have a pan that's even and flat, but obviously our stovetop doesn't do that, so that's okay. And give it a nice sear on there, probably another minute or so on that side before we give it a good old flip. Shout out to Surfside Vodka for making some of the worst tasting, most expensive drinks I've ever tasted. $20 for an 8-pack. Tastes like shit. But it's okay. The alcohol helps you cook better. Give this a good old flip. See, we have a sear on there. It's honestly... show you some. This is a good example of not the best sear ever. We can see grayish color. This is nice over here. Got a nice crust right here. But this could have been better. So, you know, people mess up sometimes. It's okay. This is going to turn out great regardless. Just gonna let it accumulate that sear. Ooh, a little burn there. Touch the pan. Pan is hot. Be careful. Don't be like me. Just gonna let this cook. Give it some nice good presses periodically. Like I said, our pan's not quite hot enough. The smoke point of olive oil is only 350 degrees, which really inhibits our ability to get a really nice sear on these things. I keep forgetting to buy avocado oil, unfortunately. Or even algae oil. Algae oil has a much higher smoke point, but it does... I'm not sure if it gives off like an algae flavor. I know avocado oil kind of gives off its own flavor. Alright, give it another spin. You can see on this side we did a little better. Because I want to sear each side. I know it's a circle, but gotta do our best. You just kind of hold it in place like this. You see that burn starting to develop a little bit. That's okay though. So it's a good way to keep your meat the way you want it. Just throw it up against the side. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It's one thing to always remember. Give her a little flip, see how we're looking. Real quick, while this finishes up, these onions are going to be a little big, so just, that's it. That's all I did. Some of them are still big. That's okay. They don't need to be small. It's fine. They're fine. I know I just said it needs to be uniform. Shut up. Don't yell at me. I'm just a guy. Tenderloin's starting to look pretty good. Just gonna give it another minute or two to get a nice sear on this outside. A couple more places. Just like that for a minute. Gonna look good. Starting to get this nice fond on the bottom. Not quite as much as I would hope for, but still a decent bit. That's where we're going to use some of this red wine right here. Josh Cabernet Sauvignon. Very nice. And some beef broth to deglaze the pan. This fond at the bottom is literally just concentrated flavor bits. It tastes so good. You would eat it by the spoonful if you could, but you can't. It's hot. All right. Take our tenderloin and we're gonna put it right back on the same pan we seasoned it on when it was raw. You might be wondering yourself, it's raw pork, why are you doing that? It's bad. You're right. But also, it's going into a 350 degree oven for about 12 minutes, so it doesn't matter. See you in about 12 minutes. Boom. Now we got our pan still on the same heat. I'm going to turn it down just a tad, but really not a lot. And we're going to add our onions and our garlic. Don't want that in there. Got another one right here. Whoopsies. That is the skin from garlic. From garlic, and it's just not good to be in your pan, you know? Give this a stir. I know I said add the garlic already. If you did, that's fine. I just realized it might be better to wait a second, but it's also totally okay if you already did. It's not gonna make that big of a difference. We're already adding the garlic in. So. It's 30 seconds. It's no biggie. We're gonna keep cooking this until our garlic becomes fragrant and everything starts kind of browning a little bit. You can see some of that stuff on the bottom is already starting to get picked up. But not all of it. That's okay. It will all come off and it will all be delicious. So not to worry. Okay. This stuff is starting to smell really fucking good. Pay attention. Really just not that much red wine. Look at all that smoke. That's it. That's it. Look, it's down to here. That's how far we got down. That's it. Not a lot of wine. And this is a small bottle. Give that a good stir. Deglazing is this process. Which is funny because when the bits are on the bottom, they're not called glaze, it's called fondue. So I don't know why it's called that. Beef broth is next. I always give it a shake because there are sediments in it sometimes that will settle to the bottom. You kind of want all that flavor. We're adding more beef broth than we are adding wine. You might notice I haven't been doing any measurements for this liquid. You are welcome to do measurements. I would do about anywhere from a quarter cup to half a cup of each. Always remembering that you're gonna want a little more red wine, a little more broth than red wine. Like if you only have broth, that's okay. If you only have red wine, you probably don't want to be doing this. It's just, it's too bitter. Way too bitter. Okay, so we can see we have our sauce. This is basically our sauce. And I know it doesn't look very great right now, but it will get great. It will. Trust me. Just gotta have patience. Probably another 10 minutes of cooking this bad boy. And it will be the best, most delicious sauce you've ever tasted in your whole life. But right now, it's not quite there. Tenderloin is still cooking. Our potatoes have been resting here. I'm going to cook them in this pan after we're done cooking this sauce. However, if you're a little tighter on time, you're welcome to cook the potatoes at the same time. You know, just put a pan right here. Put that bitch on medium heat. A little bit of oil and just saute them. You're just sauteing some potatoes so they're crispy brown. Obviously, I'm going to show you in this video exactly everything, but it's really lax for the potatoes. We just want to give them a little crisp. Because as they are now, they're perfectly edible. They're just not tasting very good. But we're gonna make them taste good. You can hear that, I don't know if you can hear that sizzling sound, but that's our tenderloin down there, just sizzling. Now when you're cooking pork, a little bit of pink in the middle is okay, but that's it. Just a little bit of pink. You don't want there to be a bunch of pink everywhere, fucking. That's how people get sick. So just a little bit of pink. And right now, there's not much we can do, but just kind of watch this sauce. I'm gonna turn the heat up just a tiny bit to kind of help speed up the process. This sauce, you want to be simmering this. It's taking a second to get up to that heat. But it can also handle boiling. If you're shorter on time, boil this bitch. You know, I'll do it to show you how okay it is. Bring up the heat to 6. The one thing is, if you're going to be boiling it, we're going to want to keep mixing stuff because you don't want anything getting scorched. Scorched is burnt taste. So it's not quite like those little, it's going to look like those bits at the bottom, but it'll obviously be much darker. And you know, sometimes you have like herbs and stuff in a pan sauce. And when you have herbs and stuff in a pan sauce, you're not gonna want to be boiling it. It's gonna kill those herbs and it's gonna kill their flavor, making them a little bit bitter. But yeah, we're keeping this stuff mixed up. We gotta let it reduce. All we can do is let it reduce and reduce and reduce. And it's gonna keep reducing. What I should have done is cook the potatoes first in this pan and then done all of this, and then I could have cut up the tenderloin and poured the sauce over everything, but that's okay. We'll set the sauce aside and then pour it over after. Really not the end of the world, not that big of a deal. So your sauce is roaring now. That's that boil I was talking about. As you can see, I haven't stirred it in a second, but you know, just give it a stir and we are looking good. And keep letting that reduce and reduce and reduce. Meanwhile, I'm gonna do some dishes over here, but you watch the sauce. Give it a stir first. See, it's starting to thicken up a little bit. It's still very, very runny, but we can see the liquid level going down. No, I didn't mention this at the beginning of the video. It's always better if you let your meat sit out for a while. But it's okay. I didn't today. I got it home from Walmart and then I never put it in the fridge and I started recording this. So yeah, it's really not that important. You can see as our sauce reduces too, it's also getting much, much darker. It's almost like a dark, it's like a maroon right now. Started off as a darker red. It's almost a brown. And honestly, by the end of it, it's going to be almost black. It's going to get a much deeper color. Much browner color too, because we're going to be adding a dollop of butter to help thicken the sauce at the end once we're done cooking it. But what we're also going to do is add, if we need, a little bit of butter. I mean a little bit of flour, if need be. But I don't think we'll need it. I think we're going to be able to just reduce this just how it is, just fine. Also, you can use a whisk if you want. Whisks are good, you know. You hear scraping the bottom all you want. It's stainless steel, baby. You could put your weight on there. Who cares? Stainless steel. Just keep giving that sauce a good, healthy stir. See, it's smoking quite a bit. That is all water just evaporating. As it gets lower, I'm gonna turn my heat back down to where it was before, closer to 4.5, because now it's gonna be much easier for stuff to burn now that there is so much less liquid. You can see all the onions are hanging out outside the sauce. I'm gonna kind of try to move them over here. You don't have to do this. Just get a nice good stir on this guy. Got some sauce hitting me. Okay, we're gonna give this a second and we're going to check our tenderloin. It's been, I don't really know how long, honestly, but hopefully you've been keeping track of time. We're gonna put that right there. This right here is a meat thermometer. You can see there's the needle and then it gets thinner, skinnier. The skinny part is the thermometer part. This is not. You want this part to be in the center of your meat. For something like a tenderloin, this isn't the thickest, as you can see. I mean, it's decently thick, but it's not much thicker than just this. So what we're gonna wanna do to get our best, most accurate reading is we wanna insert it at an angle so that this lies about in the middle of there. So right about like that should be fine. Oops. And right now we're reading 134 internal for this tenderloin. That is not quite there yet. For pork, we want to be at a temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit for a duration of 15 seconds. Give this guy a flip, and we're gonna put it right back in the oven for another, say, 5 minutes or so. We're only 30 degrees off, and this is a 375 degree oven. Just in case you couldn't tell earlier, 375. Flip this back over yonder while that is in there, and let's keep stirring this bad boy. Now it's starting to get real dark over here. Real dark, not quite the thickness we want yet, so we're going to keep going a little bit. But this is a moment where that sauce is going to have to keep just moving and moving and moving and grooving. Honestly, the onions were a bad choice on my part. I'm telling you right now, it wasn't the best choice. Should have cut them up a little smaller. But that's okay. You live and you learn, you know. I am not lying to you. I'm not making. We're doing this together. We're learning together. As you can see, this is all the liquid that's in the pan. That's not a lot of liquid. And we started with way, way more, but we're not quite done reducing it just yet. We're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep stirring. I'm gonna get some butter out of the fridge for when this is to a consistency we're happy with. But right now, it's a little bit too runny for my liking. Let's just keep stirring. And get our butter. We're probably going to use about 1 teaspoon of butter, which is a slice about that thick. 1 finger thick is 1 teaspoon. Probably about. It's okay if it's not. And keep on stirring, baby. Keep on stirring. What I'm gonna do, move all these over. Keep on stirring, because these onions are good right here. They're not even they're not gonna burn. But this stuff, we want to make sure it's just how it needs to be. Also, it's a freaking massacre out here, but that's okay. We'll get it cleaned up after. It's almost 8. This is taking a little bit longer than what I'd like. So, our best friend, all-purpose flour. You can also do this with a little bit of cornstarch, but what we're gonna do is just a pinch. Pinch it in there. One more pinch. Pinch it in there. And now, good stir, good stir. Make sure we're incorporating that flour nicely. Get a little more right here, that sucks the pan. There we go. Good freaking stir. Just a little bit more. That's one more. That's it. No more flour. Heat off. The heat is off. I've turned the heat off. We'll give it a good stir again. Kind of get this stuff back in there. Oops. Splashing it everywhere. I don't know if you're seeing this or not on the camera, but it cannot stop splashing it. And that's okay. Sometimes stuff will happen. And that's okay. We're going to take it off the heat now. Because even though we trim this off, that doesn't mean it's not hot anymore. And we're going to stir in our cold butter. And stir and stir and stir. Move all this other stuff over, and now you can see that is our sauce right here. Nice and thick. These other stuff, it'll make more sense when we pour it in the thing while all these onions are here. But like I said, you can easily skip these onions. Let's try it. That is so good. Take a bowl. Just gonna pour that out. All of it. Boom. That's our sauce. We're going here. So all we need is a stainless steel pan. It's so easy. Just like that. Look at that. Clean pan. Good dry. Good wipe on the outside too. And we can bring it right over back here, back on a medium heat so we can cook our potatoes. We're gonna set our sauce aside. We're gonna wait for that to heat up. Our potatoes are nice and dry. Put them over here. Oops, lost another one. Let's get, see, a little messy, but we're good. Put a little oil on these guys. And we're gonna go with salt, pepper, paprika. I have some garlic salt I'm gonna use instead of regular salt. Paprika. give these guys a good old mix with the oil coating them, but don't worry, we're gonna add more oil in that pan. Boom. These can go sit right now. Not sure exactly how long it's been since our tenderloin's been in the oven. Once again, I hope you're the one keeping track. Boom. Tenderloin. Looking good, looking good. This pan is heating up. It's hot. It's almost there. All right, once again, we're gonna put that in at a nice little angle, and we are reading 157, 62, 3. Oof, so close. Looks like we're slowly climbing, and we might reach 165. I saw it stop at 164. But for safety's sake, let's just give it 2 more minutes in there. You know, pork tenderloin is pretty forgiving. It's not, might dry out a slightly bit, but it'll be okay. All right, it's been about 2 minutes. Let's take our tenderloin out. Oof, hot, hot, hot. Boom. Let's check its temperature. Boom, and we've already reached 165 with the number still going up. Let's make sure we stay at 165 for those 15 seconds. And we're about halfway through. We see the number is not going down, which means we can safely assume we've hit the right number. Now let's see if our pan's hot enough again. Look at that. It's hot enough. Let's dump that. We're gonna take that. Add some more oil in our pan. Healthy amount for these potatoes, healthy amount. And boom. Let's let these guys get some of that yummy juice on them. All we gotta do is saute these motherfuckers now. Give them a nice little crisp. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Add a little more oil in here. All right, we're just gonna let these guys sizzle probably about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes they're gonna need. Probably a little closer to 10. What we want is just a nice golden brown. So in order to do that, I'm gonna stop fucking with them. I'm just gonna let them sit for a couple minutes. We'll come back, see how they look. Just, there you go. Sorry. Try to get them skin side up, you know, but you don't. They'll end up like that by themselves over time. So don't worry about it too much. Not like I'm doing right now. Not saying a good example. Yeah, I'm just gonna let those cook. Look at that. Looking good. And look at this sauce right here. Just, hands are clean, don't worry. But, really some good stuff. keep giving them some time. This right here too is liquid gold. If you have some bread, you can get some of that. And that's not shrimp. Let's put it in here. Help flavor our potatoes. You don't have to do this step. You know, these bits are just kind of mixing with the oil. It's fat from the pork. It's gonna just flavor the potatoes a little bit, not do nothing crazy to them. The seasoning we put on the potatoes is really what's gonna give them that flavor. But this, I mean, if it's, just do that. So good. That's a little stir. You can see some of them are starting to get a little bit browned. Still not quite where we need them, but oops, means we're doing good. Once again, you can see there's no oil here because of this guy isn't flat. Ooh, don't. This is hot oil, that will burn. Don't do what I just did. Will catch on fire. But yeah. That's not your fault. It's not my fault. There's nothing we can do. Just keep your potatoes where you can. Get them nice and crispy as best as you can. Honestly, this could handle slightly higher heat, but it's okay that it's not. It's just gonna take a couple minutes longer. So if you wanted to go a little higher, you could. Otherwise, this is where we're at still. You know, it's about 4.5. But it's nice. The reason why I'm putting it back, by the way, is because when the oil comes back this way, some of it's going to get trapped between these potatoes, as you can see it's happening here. So it just helps us get a better, even cook. But yeah. Just let's let these guys hang out. Looking good though. Looking good. A little piece of onion. Do a little bit of that. You know about that. Delicious. Do that again. This guy's not even cooking. What's that about? By the way, if your name's not Ava and you're watching this, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you here? But, yeah. Cooking potatoes. We're cooking potatoes. Just burned my hand again, but that's okay. It's okay. Scoop, ski potato, scoop, ski potato, scoop, ski potato, scoop. All right. All right. You watch the potatoes. I'm gonna go smoke a bowl. Have fun. I'm back. Potato time. Look at these. These guys are looking good. I think just about 2-3 more minutes and these guys are going to be all done. Look at that color. I love that. No. Just a little longer. I'm going to try to make sure this time that they're all at least facing down on one side, just to really help get that nice, beautiful brown color. Hot. Very, very hot. I think that brown, not only is it going to make that brown color, but it's also crisping it up and giving it a nice crispy outside with a nice crunchy inside. There. Just gonna let them all sit in that oil for a couple minutes. And then we'll take them out and we'll be ready to plate our delicious food. It's going to be a little longer of a video today, probably about a little over an hour, I'm assuming by now. It's okay. Sometimes it takes a while. All good things come to those who wait. So, I've been waiting patiently for these potatoes and this tenderloin. Yeah, just helping make sure even the ones in the back got a nice coating of oil on them. It's beautiful. Bet you enjoy that for a second. While these potatoes finish up, I'm going to start the plating process, which includes giving our old friends a chop. So boom, nice big old tenderloin right here. Let's cut into the middle and see how we're looking. Wow, beautiful. Slight pink. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut about 1/2 inch thick slices. This is because this will be reheated later and we wanna make sure it stays juicy and yummy. Boom. Let's get over here. The way I'm doing this is definitely one of the worst, but that's okay. That should be the theme of today. Is I didn't do this right, but that's okay. We're gonna finish it off right. Just to show you. You see, it goes a lot faster when you do things the right way and the safe way, might I add. So that's that right here. And do the plating too. Ooh, I just feel like it's just a crotch shot. All right, that is cut up. Or look at our freaking potatoes. Look at these things. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm freaking saying, dude? Yeah. Uh-huh. That's our dish right there. We're gonna be reheating stuff in later. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna lay our potatoes on there. Throw some in there. Gotta keep some for me for lunch, but we're gonna give the missus the most of them. Hot, hot, hot. Don't forget. Also, definitely not the best idea. Save those last couple for me. Now, we're gonna move over here. Try not to get another crotch shot. We're going to pick our nice thick slices, make them look nice. We're just gonna go boom, 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 boom. For the lady, we'll give her one more because she's a pretty lady. Pretty ladies get extra. Boom. Low key, a little bit light on the potatoes. That's okay. Give her a little more because we're light on the potatoes. Keep the rest for me. Boys gotta eat lunch too, guys. Boys gotta eat lunch too. I don't know why I'm saying yes. This is just Ava. Hey, baby. I love you. I'm just gonna kind of ladle some of that stuff on there. You could just go willy-nilly and pour it, but that'll kind of take away from the beauty of this thing at the end of it. And just get her just the sauce. We're just doing the sauce now. Making sure when we reheat this pork tenderloin, it's gonna be nice and freaking juicy, dude. I don't want it to be all fucking dry. Let's give her another scoop of onions. She likes onions. Yeah, keep the rest. Keep the rest for the boy. You know what we're gonna do? If you're doing this at home, boom, boom. Freaking boy dinner lunch, and then the pretty one for the missus. And that was it. We're all done. We're gonna wrap this up, put it in the fridge, reheat it to 375, but if you're eating it fresh, it's good to eat now.